So I've been really into this game called Splitgate. It's a first-person arena shooter that's been out for a little while now on PC. But since its debut on console and significant decreases in queue times have been happening, it's really taken off in popularity. If you're just starting to play this game for the first time, or maybe you're transitioning from a different shooter onto this one, here are 5 tips and tricks to help you get started in the right direction. If you find this video helpful at all, please be sure to leave a like on this video. And if you have any helpful tips and tricks that weren't mentioned in this video, be sure to share them in the comments down below. With that out of the way, let's get started with our first tip, which is get comfortable with your portals. It seems pretty straightforward, but to really succeed in this game, getting used to the portal mechanics is essential. Get used to quickly throwing down portals and running through them seamlessly. One tip I recommend to beginners for trying to run through portals seamlessly is to try to always aim towards the bottommost corner of the blue walls to help avoid being stopped in your tracks due to a misaligned portal placement. Once you get more acclimated to the mechanics, you can start experimenting more and have a little more finesse with it, and begin implementing more strategy to your portal placements, doing things like shooting through portals, teleporting behind enemies, and more. Practice makes perfect, and there's a lot you can do with the portals if you get good at it. So just get really used to the system, and you'll be on your way to getting more wins in no time. Next up is tip number 2, don't stay put for too long. It may be tempting at times to find yourself a nice ledge to camp on with a sniper rifle, or use portals to snag a bunch of sneaky kills. If you choose to do this, make sure you're not stagnant for too long, because sooner or later someone will be able to portal themselves behind you and get the drop on you or your teammates. If you find yourself getting a lot of kills on one particular part of the map, just be sure to keep moving and keep eyes on the back of your head. Have an escape plan in case you find yourself overwhelmed with enemies, and be sure to close up enemy portals, which conveniently is part of our next tip. Tip number 3, remember to close portals. In the heat of battle, it's easy to get tunnel vision and only think about finding and killing the enemy, but it's crucial to remember to close enemy portals as well as your own. Utilize your grenades to close enemy portals so they can't get the drop on you and your teammates. And remember what portals you placed and where you placed them so that you can strategically close and open portals at appropriate times. Doing this effectively will really help with fleeing and flanking the enemy. Tip number 4, don't be afraid to hipfire. This tip is more for people who play a lot of games like Apex or Warzone, but it's still something worth noting. Typically, your first reaction when running across an enemy is to aim down sight, and this is typically recommended. However, just because a gun has a sight that you can aim down, don't be afraid to use the hipfire from time to time. Your spread will be affected, sure, and I'm not saying to do this at long ranges or anything like that, but sometimes having the faster reaction time from hip firing pays off in getting the necessary kill. Also, as a quick bonus tip in regards to fast reaction time, switching weapons is really fast in the game, so consider switching weapons instead of reloading or fleeing when in a firefight. Lastly, we have tip number 5, utilize your momentum. If you're familiar with Valve's Portal series, you'll know that you can use portals to build momentum on your character and launch yourself in hard to reach areas. The same concept can be applied when playing Splitgate. Utilizing your sprint, jetpack, or simply jumping from a high point can help you launch yourself through portals, allowing for fast traversal or perform quick escapes and attacks. And it's a great way to allow you to reach more advantageous parts of the map. This all sort of stems from that first tip, but the more you practice with it, the crazier stuff you can pull off. And yeah, those are the 5 tips that I recommend for beginners to help you get more wins in Splitgate. If there are any tips that I didn't mention that you find helpful, be sure to leave them in the comments down below so we can all try to improve our skills together. Be sure to help the channel out by dropping a like on this video if you liked it. You can let us know if you disliked the video by clicking that thumbs down button as well. And if you're new around here, consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the notification bell icon to stay up to date on everything we're doing. Feel free to hit us up on any of our social media platforms and consider joining our Discord community server linked in the description down below. But yeah, that's enough rambling out of me. Thank you again so much for watching. My name is Blake, and for all things tech, games, movies, to anything nerdy in between, be sure to subscribe to Digital Cynics. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you next time.